Hey, what's up, Rockaway Valley School? This is Tim Jackson. I wanted to thank you guys again for having me out. Last week I had a really good time. I think your grade was pretty awesome. The school and the teachers, all of it was just absolutely legit. You may see my dogs in the background. That's Stella, and the one up top there is Stanley. I happen to love squirrels. They hate squirrels. Anyway, I wanted to, again, thank you for having me out. And you know, after I left, I started to think about your position as leaders in your school, and I started to think about there's an African story that takes place on the Nile River, where the story goes like this: a gentleman is sitting at the side of a river, washing himself, when he notices a baby starts to float by, and he immediately jumps into the river and grabs the baby and starts to swim to shore, when everyone in the town started to gather around and try to help him to save the baby. And when he got to the edge of the shore, he handed someone the baby, and they turned around and said, "Look out, there's another baby floating down the river." And just as that gentleman turned around, he didn't see one baby, but he saw 3 babies floating down the river. And one by one, more and more townspeople started to jump into the river. And as many townspeople were jumping into the river, more and more babies started floating by. And time and time again, people were jumping into the river, until at one point the mayor came to the edge of the river. He saw all of the babies floating down the river, and the townspeople struggling to try to save them. And he immediately turned around and started running away from everybody. The townspeople were furious by this. They turned to him and they said, "Mayor, where are you going? What are you doing?" And he said, I'm going up the river to stop whoever is throwing all these babies in the river." You see, there are many different ways where you as 8th graders, as leaders of your school, are going to have the opportunity to go ahead and really step outside of the box, to think differently about how you can demonstrate leadership and how you can really make an impact on your school. And I want to make sure that you think outside of the box, that you give yourself the opportunity to go ahead and do something that you may have otherwise been concerned about, that you may have been fearful of doing. If you see an opportunity to really truly care for somebody and to step outside of your comfort zone to help somebody who you may not have otherwise been comfortable to help, I want you to go ahead and take that chance. Do something out of the ordinary. Look for the opportunity to really make an impact on somebody. Thank you again for having me to your school. You guys are a pretty special class, man, and I'm grateful for the experience of being able to come to visit you. Take good care.